Hi guys and welcome back. This is our trip to Melbourne. We started off by driving to Gympie and we stayed at our friend's house. We then headed to the Sunny Coast Airport and our friend drove us. We were all dressed in our warm clothes, but it was very hot because it was Queensland. After boarding the plane, we got some really yummy food, which was actually quite well priced. We could see out the window and it was so nice to see all the landscapes and even seeing Melbourne from above. We then collected our bags and waited for the Sky Bus to take us to Melbourne City. These buses pick you up from the airport and you can put your suitcases in the bottom half of the bus and then you can sit in the top because they're a double-decker bus, which is super good because you don't want to have to walk your suitcase up the stairs to sit with you. From where we were dropped off, we walked to our apartment, and just beside our apartment was Magic Cuisine, which was a bit of an Asian cuisine restaurant, and the food was really yummy. After our big day, it was definitely very nourishing. Our first full day in Melbourne was the next day, and it was Macy's Day. Okay, Macy, explain to us our first stop today. What are we doing?
We're going to Degraves Street where they'll have a heap of cafes and coffee to choose from.
Yay! It is currently 9 degrees, but the weather app says it feels like 4, and it definitely feels like 4 degrees. Melbourne has a lot of old and antique buildings with just regular stores inside, which I found this super cool. We had coffee and food at Degraves Espresso. It was super yummy and the coffee tasted divine. I had the bonbon, which was coffee and sweetie condensed milk. What did you get, Macy?
I got the Melbourne Magic, which is 2 ristretto shots, and then milk.
And same as Mom. And what did you get, Dad?
Barraquito.
And I got the bonbon. Do you like your Magic Melbourne?
It's perfect.
Do you like your Americano?
Yeah, lovely. It's a little bit nutty.
Nutty. What about you,
Just
Mom?
like Dad. Yeah, no, I love it.
And Kiara?
A little bit alcoholic.
And this one's amazing. Macy, what happened to your hands?
I swelled all up
Oh no.
because I think I'm allergic to the cold, but I haven't got diagnosed yet. It happens all the time.
Oh no. After coffee, we continued our day to go on to Hosier and ACDC Lane. So we are in Hosier Lane, and it's just a lane of really cool graffiti. ACDC Lane also had a lightning strike with names of famous artists. I think they were mostly rock artists, but that was pretty cool. We then went across the Yarra River to the NGV Museum, which was really cool, and it had kind of like a waterfall over the glass out front, and they had a heap of sections and I think 3 levels with just lots of cool paintings and designs and outfits. Now, because there were so many, I only recorded a few, so you definitely have to go and see it for yourself. They had things like just decorations and then bowls, teacups, and then paintings and teapots, and me and Mum found the teacups and teapots really cool because Mum has a tea business called Tealicious, and we sell organic tea. The link for her Etsy and Instagram account is in the description below. Now the NGV also contains the world's largest stained glass ceiling at a length of nearly 70 meters long and a width of about 15 meters wide. It's called the Persian Rug of Light. They also had a room full of really cool dresses and outfits. We then went back across the river to Chop and Chop, which had a dumpling special on, so we got dumplings which were really yummy. On the next day, we went to the State Library and saw some people dancing out front. The library is a bit like the museum with lots of paintings and artifacts inside, but definitely the coolest one was Ned Kelly's armour, boot and gun. It was so interesting to see it in real life, and reading the information on it, did you know that Ned Kelly's outfit weighed 44 kilos? That was Ned Kelly's armour, so to run around with that, he must have been really strong. We also went to the Latrobe Reading Room. It is 35 meters in diameter and height. You can go to the 4th level and look down across the room, and we did this and it definitely ticked something off my bucket list for Melbourne. On our way back down, we had a look at some of the old books they had. One of them even dated back to 1100 AD, which was over 900 years old. On my way out, I saw this Lego model of the library, which I thought was very cool. We then went to the closest shopping centre to grab ourselves some donuts and pastries, which were delicious. We then went to H&M to reenact a family photo from last time we went to Melbourne. We then went to the bar called Beneath Drivers Lane, which is a small underground bar. It was very vintage and had great customer service.
So it's 8 o'clock at night and the sky is still blue. It's so weird.
We then went to the gourmet curry hut for dinner. I got the sag paneer, which was a super yummy dish made out of like cheese chunks in this creamy spinach curry. It was really yummy. I definitely recommend it if you go there. Melbourne has amazing buildings and alleyways. We went to the bakery just down the alley and grabbed ourselves some croissants and coffee. We then made our way to the Fitzroy Gardens and got to see Captain Cook's house,
which he was born in over in the UK.
which was then brought over to Australia. We then again made our way to another bakery called Lui. The croissants were amazing, and I got a strawberry matcha croissant. And if this doesn't make you want to go and visit Melbourne, I don't know what will. While we were in Melbourne, they had the world record of the most people to play bagpipes, and this was broken. With 374 pipers playing AC/DC's It's a Long Way to the Top song at Federation Square. We then went to the Queen Victoria markets where they had some really cool items, but definitely my favourite place was the farmers market area. Here we bought heaps of dips and cheeses, olives and meat, and we also bought bread, and we brought this back to our apartment and had the best lunch. So I definitely recommend doing this for one of the days you're in Melbourne. After lunch we went to Wesley Place, and it was in this, again, another old building. So we grabbed some drinks and then rolled on to the next bar, which was called Storyville. Now if you like anything Disney or fantasy or just really cool looking, this is definitely the place to go. All of their drinks are themed and some of them even glow and smoke. Definitely on my recommended list. We then made our way to the Lui Bar in the Rialto building. The Rialto building is one of the tallest buildings in Melbourne, and it had an amazing view of the entire city. The next day we had breakfast at the Crimper Cafe, which made amazing drinks and food, and then we continued on to the Carlton Gardens. These were very pretty, but because we didn't go in spring, hardly any of the flowers were blooming. We then went across the river to the Queen Victoria Gardens and then kept on going to the Royal Botanic Gardens. These were all super pretty, but definitely, as I said, we didn't go in spring, so you really have to go in spring if you want to do the gardens, and set a whole day aside to explore these because they have heaps of different sections with different types of plants and environments, and it will take you a long time to get around. We went to this restaurant which had the yummiest food. Now I can't get the name of the restaurant because it's new, so the name doesn't appear on maps, but I do know it was on Degraves Street, and it was the store across from Clementine or Clementines, and it was an Iraqi restaurant. Great service and great food. We then went to the Melbourne winery where they had everything so cheap but such good quality. You can see Macy drinking a handbag cocktail which was under $20. We then went to the whiskey den where we did some whiskey tasting, and then we walked to the Mill Place Merchants. This was a hidden bar, and after we left they gave us a little box of matches, which is what they used to do in the old days whenever you visit a jazz bar. The next day we got ready to board our plane and we headed on our way back to the Sunshine Coast. This time I got to sit at the window and I got to see outside, and all of the water was so pretty and clear as you approach the Sunshine Coast. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I hope you are now planning a trip to Melbourne because you will definitely enjoy it. Make sure you spend more than a week there because there's so much to see. Thank you again, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next week. Bye!